Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Paola, and today we have a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your book?
Hi, everyone. My name is Lindo Forbes. I am a contemporary romance author. I live in Toronto, Canada, and this is my debut novel.
And your book is about to come out, The Insufferable Mr. Fletcher. The
Yes, releases December 5th.
Junior's identity as an Afro-Latina in the entertainment industry is super timely in my opinion. So why did you want to approach what she means for representation?
A couple years ago, there was a thing on Twitter, like, what's your book about? What's it really about? My story is about a poor, unfortunate soul who makes a bad first impression and just has to dig himself out of a hole for the rest of time until he can get the woman of his dreams to pay attention to him. What it's really about is identity and who gets to claim it and who gets to tell you what you can be. And because both of my characters are marginalized people, and that is the thing that they have in common, but they approach it in very different ways. So that was really the kind of story I was trying to tell, just to show that there's not one way to be, and you are the author of that. You decide, not society.
Yes, I love that so much in books. There's that nuance that everyone's their own person and it doesn't have to be a perfect picture of who is who and what they do and what they mean. And I love that we talk about Davies also has something too, like he comes from a small town and now he's like getting into the big leagues in television. So how did you develop his characters, the themes that come with ambition and identity and all of that?
So I was trying to think, if you gave two people very similar backstories, they both have lonely childhoods. They both have fiercely loving families. They had a clear vision of what they wanted for their lives, but you give one the obstacle of poverty. And so with Davis, I thought his bonus is that he looks white, even though he's not. That's a tool he has that Junior does not have. But because he grew up poor and in a small town, he doesn't have the savvy that Junior has. Like, she's way more charming and she knows how to play the game because she has professional parents. She has wealth. So she's been in these rooms her whole life. She knows how to wink and smile and shake hands and flirt her way through trouble. And poor Davis, he just doesn't. And I just thought it was interesting to watch them approach the problem from different angles. They want the same thing, but they come at it different. I just thought that was an interesting conflict because it's not like she's trying to convince him he has to do the right thing. He wants to do the right thing. He just thinks there's a different way to go about it than she does.
Yes,
And
yes.
and why does he think that? Because he comes from a different place than she does.
So this next one is the fill in the blank section.
Okay, I'm ready.
The first book I loved was
The Chrysalids. It's
Ooh.
a sci-fi book. I read it when I was, I don't know, 11 years old. It was the first time that I understood that fiction could be an allegory to the real world. It's by John Wyndham. And again, I read it when I was a child.
The first book I bought with my own money was
Honestly, it was a choose your own adventure book. I would have gone to the store, and I was a huge fan of those books. I loved those choose your own adventure books, and it probably was that. And if it wasn't that, then it was a comic book, and it was probably a Wonder Woman comic book.
Yes. My first book idea was
This is my first book idea.
Nice.
The original idea was probably closer to enemies to lovers, and that quickly evolved into opposites attract. But my first book idea is my first book. You are reading it.
The song that reminds me the most of my book is
So the song that reminds me of Junior would probably be Spice Girls Wannabe, because in order to get through to her, you do have to go through her friends. Like, you really do have to show her that you can fit into her world and that she doesn't have to compartmentalize herself any further than she does. And the way to do that is to win her friends over.
If you were a book, what section of the bookstore would you live in?
Sci-fi, fantasy, romance. Like, I want spaceships and adventure and kissing all together.
Hell yes. I love that answer. If The Insufferable Mr. Fletcher was a dish, what would it be?
It would be ropa vieja with salad and Ethical niece.
Nice. Do you have any upcoming projects that you would like to talk about? Anything else that you want to plug?
Well, I'm working on book 2, and it is the story of her friend Lee. Lee will be an older woman, younger man.
Ooh. Oh, ACAP is one of my favorites. I am already anticipating it. Lastly, what's something that you would like readers of The Insufferable Mr. Fletcher to take away from this story?
I would like people to understand that strength and determination and self-respect all look different to different people. Just because you're loud about demanding your respect doesn't mean that you are wrong or mean or the aggressor.
Oh, I love
That's what I would
that.
like. It's important to me because this is very much genre romance. It's very much what you want out of a romance, what you turn to romance for. And what I wanted to do was to show that within that, you can still talk about something bigger, because that's what it's like when you're falling in love. Your life doesn't stop just because you meet a new person. Your life still goes on. You still have to go to work. You still have to deal with that jerk at the cubicle beside you. You still have to, oh no, I missed the train and I'm going to be late. I'm going to get, like, everything keeps going. And you have all these new feelings and this new person and this, like, all of those things happen at the same time. That's what I was trying to show, that life is big and complicated and messy, and falling in love is one more thing that you just have to start juggling with the rest of it.
I feel like it enriches the experience as a reader, and it enriches the romance itself.
Did you have like a favorite part?
Honestly, I always love the beginnings. It was the bit where he was doing something annoying and she was like, I love that he's being annoying, so then I don't have to think about him kissing me. Yeah,
I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and to have this time with your viewers. It's really exciting. It's my first interview, so.
Ooh, exciting stuff. So, people, if you're looking for a debut author to support, check out Lindo Forbes. I will leave a link in the description below for the book and her socials, website, everything that you need to know so that you can support her. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out The Insufferable Mr. Fletcher, out December 5th. I was about to say November. What?
That's, yeah, November 5th is come and gone, but December 5th,
Yes.
it's available everywhere, all on all digital platforms.
Check it out. You will not regret it. Bye.